This week on the Canadian Tech Podcast, building a drone business in Canada is easier than in the US. CBC wants your money, Instacart will deliver your groceries, and your first-gen Amazon Echo is not Canadian enough. That's all next and more on the Canadian Tech Podcast. The Canadian Tech Podcast is sponsored by Olio Digital Labs. Olio are the planners, designers, and developers of the apps used by some of Canada's biggest brands. Find out what Olio can do for you at oliodigitallabs.com. And we're also sponsored by CodeShip, continuous integration and delivery software that lets you ship your apps with confidence. Both CodeShip Basic and CodeShip Pro come with a free plan that grants 100 builds per month, unlimited projects, and unlimited users. Visit codeship.com today to find out which CodeShip product is right for you. Welcome to the Canadian Tech Podcast, episode 143 for Monday, December 11th, 2017. My name is Derek Silva, and it's just me. I'm flying solo tonight. Stuart is incredibly busy with all of his new jobs, and unfortunately we weren't able to find anybody to join me tonight on rather short notice. So just moi. We're going to keep with the news tonight for the most part. And I will talk about one thing I like, because I was, as I previously mentioned, afforded the opportunity to review a Dell XPS 13 2-in-1. Really cool device. So I will talk about that a little bit later. In the meantime, here are the quick hits. Apple released their most popular iPhone apps for 2017. Not going to spend a whole ton of time on this, but suffice to say, no surprises here. Number one was actually Bitmoji. That was a Canadian startup that got bought by Snapchat last year. So they're number one. Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, Facebook, Google Maps, Netflix, Spotify, and Uber round out the top 10. WhatsApp, Wish, and Google Chrome also in the top 20. Waze and Lyft bringing up the rear there. Moving on, we've got BetaKit talked to, or did a profile on a gentleman named Dave Croach. He's a co-founder of a company called Arion Labs, who has been building, with his co-founders, drones in the Waterloo area. So this started all the way back in 1996 as part of a digital video startup, a student competition. And one of the things I found really interesting is that Dave has mentioned that basically he has competitors in the U.S. who aren't able to do what he does, mostly because of regulations preventing American companies from exporting certain types of technologies to a lot of different countries. And of course, access to airspace being severely limited in the U.S. compared to Canada. So there haven't been any military restrictions, a lot fewer airspace restrictions, and that's allowed Arion Labs to begin developing and iterating products. They started in 2009 with a product called Scout, and then to one called Sky Ranger in 2013. That provided way better cameras and flight and that sort of thing. And then 2 years ago, they raised $60 million in venture capital funding to expand the business. And also a little bit about why Dave eventually stepped down as CTO, became the CEO, and became the CTO instead, and how they're growing internationally. So if you're really interested in that, check out the link to go to BetaKit. At the bottom, there's a link to the full episode on BNN, a program called The Disruptors, where Dave was interviewed. So you can read if you prefer, or go watch the interview in video form if that works better for you. In a move that might actually cause me to part a little bit more of my money, the CBC announced an ad-free over-the-top streaming service last week. It's going to be called, actually we don't know what it's going to be called, but it's only going to be $5.99. It's only $4.99 a month. It started working in the CBC TV app On December 5th, you can live stream content from 14 regional CBC stations, and I believe CBC News Network as well. Yes, so this gives you. So if you just go to CBC's website, starting now, you can watch full episodes on demand, new episodes same day as the TV, CBC Live or TV Live 24/7 from everywhere. Soon they're going to limit that to just members. Beginning in April 2018, you're going to need to sign up for an account. It'll be free, but you're going to need an account. That'll get you still full episodes on demand, new episodes same day as TV, CBC TV Live 24/7. Continue watching across devices, so there's a reason to have an account, so you can actually pause, start somewhere else, and according to this, be the first to enjoy great new personalized features we will be rolling out in the future. Okay, fine. $4.99 a month will get you all of the above, ad-free, on-demand episodes, the CBC News Network live stream, and of course the new features. So ad-free and CBC News Network if you pay $5 a month, plus HST, no doubt. So that's really, really neat. Apparently there are 1.1 million unique visitors using CBC TV's digital service as of November. That's quite a few. And, of course, they're looking to increase increase revenue in general by giving access to an ad-free service at only $5 a month, and at $5, considering all the CBC has. Personally, I would say that's worth it. In another move that may frighten you or frustrate you, it's not available in Canada yet, but Facebook is testing a new version of Messenger specifically for kids. It's called Facebook Messenger Kids. It's a standalone app. Currently, it's only available on iOS in the US. However, they're trying to make it so that it complies with a lot of American child laws. COPPA is probably the most well-known one from California, which restricts access to social networks and pretty much everything else online to kids 13 and up. So this is not going to be simple, thankfully. You're actually going to need to log in using an adult's Facebook account. Once the child has access to the app, their friend, pretend you're the adult. Okay, no, I'm the adult. So assume I want my 8-year-old using this, using Facebook Messenger for Kids. I have to be friends with his friend's parents, or one of them at least, on Facebook. We both have to have Facebook Messenger for Kids, and then we can start up a phone call or a message, a thread, or a chat or what have you. So it's not going to be trivial by any means. But they are definitely doing this. Messenger Kids, for the moment, does not feature ads, does not have in-app purchases. It's not going to collect information, according to Facebook, that could be used for ads. And like I said, they want to make sure... Oh, sorry, it's actually the U.S.'s COPPA law, Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act. And, I don't feel okay about this. I don't want my child using this. Because I don't think there's anything, just like nothing good happens at a bar after midnight, I don't think anything good happens online before turning probably 16 years old. But anyway, if you are a parent or you anticipate being a parent at some point, you should know that this is probably going to come at some point. After launching in beta partway through November, Google's new Files Go app is available in Canada and a lot of other countries across the country or across the world. It's a file manager app that's supposed to let you organize a lot of different kinds of files, so photos, video, docs, etc. They're giving you smart filters to automatically organize images, videos, apps, documents in one easy-to-find place. I think that's kind of nice. It also leverages Google Drive's cloud storage platform, the mobile vision technology, so it will suggest files that it doesn't think you need on your computer to let you save space. It'll probably let you upload those to the cloud instead. And it also has a macOS and iOS AirDrop-like feature so that if you have the app and I have the app, both on our Android devices running Android 5 and 5.0 and up, I'd be able to easily send you a file using Bluetooth. But we do have to both have the app on our devices and uses Bluetooth instead of using Wi-Fi or cellular data or anything like that. So if you are looking for a new file management app for your Android device, go check out Google Files Go. If you're a Torontonian, you might be really excited about this. Starting on December 6th, Loblaws partnered with Instacart for home grocery delivery. Now, this isn't cheap by any means. The delivery fee starts at $3.99. It goes up depending on how fast you want your groceries. There's also a service fee of 7.5% of the entire order. So order $100 worth of stuff, you're going to pay $7.50 plus $3.99 for the delivery, and groceries bought through Instacart's website, because I'm pretty sure that's how this works. I've tried out Instacart before. Are going to be slightly higher. Instacart apparently is working to bring the differences down, but regardless, you should anticipate paying about 10% more right now overall. Of course, this is great if you don't want to leave the house, if you don't have time to get to the grocery store or what have you, you don't have a car, you have a really small buggy or what have you, it's winter. This is going to be available at Loblaws, Real Canadian Superstore, and TNT. There's one I don't know about, living down here just outside of London. And, of course, this comes in conjunction with the annual subscription membership that Loblaw just launched a little while ago. And in light of the fact that over 1/3 of Canadians have said they've tried a click-and-collect type service, and 35% say that they expect to rely on similar services in the future, according to a report from a company called GfK. Also last week, Qualcomm announced their new Snapdragon 845 chipset, system on a chip. Oh, basically, in a nutshell, it should give you faster devices with better battery life, more AR and location and tracking related features. And in conjunction with that, I'm talking about the Qualcomm ARM platform, Microsoft unveiled that they've got devices now not running Windows RT. Let's put that fiasco in the past. These are Windows 10S devices with apps running in emulation, allegedly seamless. And, of course, same sort of deal. LTE connections, fanless design, more power efficient instruction set compared with x86, and of course smaller systems or smaller chip sets means bigger batteries. So and no fans, of course, allows for bigger batteries. So Mobile Syrup has a hands-on with two devices: the HP Envy X2, which looks a lot like a Microsoft Surface tablet device with a super thin keyboard, kickstand, webcams, of course. It's a detachable 2-in-1. It looks a lot like HP's Spectre X2, which again looks like a lot like a Surface tablet. Mobile Syrup's got all the specs here, so I'm not going to go a ton into this, but HP is talking about battery life of up to 20 hours, 700 hours in standby mode. That is, 2-3 weeks? Of course, whether or not that's accurate, we have no idea right now. But this is a device that comes with an LTE modem, the Snapdragon 835 processor, which is the same one I have in my Google Pixel and is in the Samsung Galaxy S8 and in, I think, the latest OnePlus 5T phone. A lot of the devices have that chipset. 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabytes of internal storage. That's the model that Mobile Syrup had. And then there's also here the Asus Nova Go. Looks a lot more like a traditional laptop. Not detachable. It is a 2-in-1 though. Kind of bulky for what you're getting, but it's got a nice 1080p display, 13.3 inches. The swivel hinges, so you can go into tent mode, entertainment mode, tablet mode, etc. It's about 3 pounds. That's pretty heavy. But it really depends on what you need. So that's got the LTE modem. This one also had 8 gigabytes of RAM, up to 256 gigabytes of storage. Performance was snappy on both. They tried running like 20 different tabs in Microsoft Edge web browser. Everything seemed fine. A little bit more lag on the Asus device. Who knows what that accounts for? There's not an exhaustive diagnostic here of which websites they were going to or anything like that. But so far, pretty promising. So if this is the type of device you need or are in the market for, you should have a lot more options really soon. And last, in a move that will probably upset at least a few hundred, maybe a few thousand Canadians, Amazon is saying that their first generation Echo devices, before the official Canadian launch, do not support Canadian English. I don't know. So that means Canadian skills like the ones from Air Canada, BMO, TD, TELUS, Sportsnet, The Score, CBC, the Weather Network, Yellow Pages, those are not available on these first-generation devices. So if you bought the Echo Dot, the Echo Tap, the Echo Show, you are not going to be able to switch over to Canadian English for some reason. And use all these Canadian-specific skills. There's really nothing else to say about that. All right. On that note, let's hear something a little bit more exciting and from our friends at Olio.
Olio Digital Labs is one of Canada's most accomplished small market agencies, delivering web apps and mobile apps to businesses across Canada. In an era of persistent connectivity and pervasive mobile devices, it has become more important than ever before for businesses to be everywhere their employees and customers are. That's why Olio provides its clients with the peace of mind only a highly skilled and experienced team can provide. A team that is big enough to support your needs, but flexible enough to work to your constraints. With a client list spanning from the Middlesex London Health Unit and Ellison Travel and Tours, all the way up to College Pro and the Home Depot, the team at Olio has proven itself to be the planners, designers, and builders of the web and mobile apps used by some of Canada's largest brands. Find out what Olio can do for you by calling 226-785-0420 or visit oliodigital-labs.com to learn more. That's Olio Digital Labs, code that powers every day.
And we'd like to thank Olio Digital Labs for their continued support of the Canadian Tech Podcast. So, I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown on the Dell XPS 13 2-in-1 that I have been messing around with over the last 2 weeks. First, thank you very much to Dell for reaching out and offering to let us mess around with this device. It's been really, really nice. I haven't had a Dell laptop in my hands in a while, and so it was actually... I didn't know really what to expect. And much to a pleasant surprise for me was that it's a really, really sleek device. This has got a 13.3-inch touch display, which was really nice to have sometimes. The device I have got still in my possession has Windows 10 Home, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of solid-state storage. As I mentioned, a 13-inch touchscreen, and really snappy, really fast startups, I don't know, less than 30 seconds. I wasn't timing it. I should. The battery life seems to be really, really good. I took it with me to a Canada Learning Code event at the Western Research Park, just on Collip Circle. And was mentoring in jQuery for the day. I had the device unplugged most of the time, so this was 9 till 4 or 9:30 till 4 o'clock. And it was really, really good. I got Atom installed on there, no problem. I had needed Chrome, so I put Chrome on there. I was trying to use Microsoft Edge, so I didn't, make Dell have to reformat this thing, but the performance is really, really nice, super snappy. Adam worked great without any issues. We were messing around with some really crazy jQuery, so I got to put the CPU and the probably integrated GPU through its paces. Again, no issues there at all. Rendering websites in Edge or Chrome was really, really fast. Focusing on the hardware, the keyboard is pretty nice. Doesn't have a lot of travel, but it was enough for me to get through a day of typing JavaScript and helping folks out with their stuff. It's got pretty much all the ports you could want. It's got 2 USB-C / Thunderbolt ports. Pretty sure it had an HDMI port. I'm trying to remember now. Here we go. 1 Thunderbolt 3, and that's also a power port. The other one is USB-C 3.1. Also with power, DC in, and it's also a display port. There's a micro SD card, headset jack, headphone jack, thankfully. There's a no-bolt lock slot, which I guess is different from Kensington. That's new to me. Bluetooth 4.2 built in, webcam, dual array digital microphones. That's something that's been happening a lot now. All aluminum body, basically, which was really, really nice. Felt really solid. The screen itself, I had no issues flipping it around into tent mode or entertainment mode, whatever you want to call it. Flipping it around into tablet mode. The keyboard disables, thankfully, and so does the trackpad when you do that. There is a Microsoft Hello compliant fingerprint reader. We all know how I stand on fingerprint readers, so I did not test it. But the touchpad was really nice. The touch screen was really, really accurate. I had no issues whatsoever. Any issues I had with the laptop were all around Windows. Windows doing weird things. Occasionally not recognizing the fact that I had flipped the screen around, or somehow, the auto rotation being disabled. I don't know how that happened. It was probably just a slip of the finger on my part. But anything I didn't like, I thought I could put down to Windows being Windows. There were a few things pre-installed that I don't like. The Microsoft Office 30-day trial, that's probably a Windows thing or a Microsoft thing that they want you to put on there. The McAfee LiveSafe 12-month subscription, I could do without that, but it's a demo model, so I left it alone. There were a bunch of updates to do out of the box. I will say Dell's persistent nagging about doing updates in the middle of the day was a little annoying. But otherwise, and there are really good reasons to do that. Not driver updates. I didn't need to be bothered about those in the middle of the day. But otherwise, the hardware was really, really nice. I think the model I've got, MSRP is $1,799.99, so $1,800. If you want it right now, you can actually go get it for $1,500. It's on sale on Dell's website, and it goes up from there. There's a mostly, actually, Core i5 for the cheap version. The version I had also had a Core i5. You can go up to a Core i7 from there, and you can get bigger solid-state drives and that sort of fun stuff. So, all in all, really nice device. No complaints about the hardware, except for a little bit more travel on the keyboard would be nice. But when you're building a really thin laptop, there's only so much you can do. Otherwise, really, really solid device, and I quite like it. So there's a link to the show notes if you want to check it out. And I'm going to try and do a video version of this review so I can show off the hardware a little bit more before I send it back. Hopefully I'll have a chance to do that. So with that, we're going to take a moment to hear from our friends at CodeShip. In case you haven't heard, CodeShip is a SaaS-delivered continuous integration and delivery solution that lets you ship your apps with confidence. You can choose between CodeShip Basic or CodeShip Pro. Basic is a simple testing and deployment service with pre-installed dependencies that works right out of the box, making the average setup time less than 3 minutes. Or try CodeShip Pro. Pro is a fully customizable CI and delivery service that has native Docker support. It is much easier to use than Jenkins. It is easy to test and deploy your microservices. You can push to any registry. It's also great if you want to deploy with Kubernetes, and it comes with a convenient local command line tool that allows you to run your builds locally, help encrypt your environment variables, and it guarantees 100% parity between your development and your production environments. Both CodeShip Basic and CodeShip Pro come with a free plan that grants 100 builds per month, unlimited projects, and unlimited users, and they love open source projects so much that open source projects are always free on CodeShip. So visit codeship.com today or check out codeship.com/features to find out which CodeShip product is the best fit for you. And I think that brings us to the end of our episode. That's it. So I'm not going to do what you've been up to lately. It's just me. I haven't been up to much, to be honest. So nothing worth talking about. Council meeting last week, council meeting next week, all about the budget right now, and I'm trying to find ways to bring that down. Or bring down the proposed tax increase. It's not bad. I think we can do a tiny bit better though. So please review us on iTunes. The more 4 and 5 star, ideally 5-star reviews we get, the more people find out about us, the more fun things we can do, the more cool guests we can get on the show. You can also subscribe to the show on Google Play, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Player FM, iHeartRadio, or wherever else you get your podcasts. I use Pocket Casts. It's a great app. Subscribing ensures you also get the latest show as soon as it's in the feed. And, of course, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or maybe you can tell a friend about the show face-to-face, on the phone, SMS, whatever, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger for kids. I don't care. We also appreciate your feedback, which you can share with us over Twitter, Facebook, or feel free to send us an email to contact@canadiantechpodcast.ca. So, for episode 143 on Monday, December 11th, 2017, my name is Derek Silva, and remember, the internet always wins.